This is Duke University.
The short answer is yes. The criteria for those is going to be relatively tight. In a decentralized environment, what we're going to allow is that each school and each unit will identify positions that will meet a set of criteria that I'll lay out here briefly, that if the position were to become vacant through a voluntary incentive, that that position could be considered to potentially be eliminated or restructured, therefore reducing the cost for that operational unit. The criteria would be a rule of 75 for a person that occupies such a position, and also the position cannot be funded any more than 50% off of a grant. And the reason for that, again, is if we had a position that was funded 100% on the grant and we offered that to that position, it accomplishes nothing in terms of the 125. Specific individualized communication will be developed very similar to what we've done in the past. We anticipate that that will come out around the beginning of October. We're working through all of the positions. I'm giving you somewhat of an educated guess here that we would offer that to approximately 100 positions across the institution. More communication will start coming out over the next couple weeks about the initiative. Taken together, all of these strategies have yielded a reduction in the FTE number in excess of 350. Let me kind of drill into each one of these. The first thing that we did, as you may recall, is we controlled the salary expense growth. We put in place a one-time $1,000 payment to all positions that were earning $50,000 and below. And although that didn't reduce or contribute to the 125, it allowed us to control it so the 125 didn't get any larger. So that was a positive first step. The second thing that was launched was a vacancy management initiative, and because of our different sources of funding, we're never an institution that would do a complete hiring freeze. If we receive a grant from NIH and we can hire against that, delaying that or curtailing that really doesn't impact that 125. So those positions are getting scrutinized at the highest level. We're letting natural attrition contribute to that, and that has also served us exceedingly well. Having said that, I think that is an issue going forward that we are going to have to be incredibly vigilant on to ensure that we can continue to drive down the FTE number. The third piece that was launched was a comprehensive review of overtime and overtime expenses, and we look at our overtime expense in 2008 and the same time period in 2009, and we see that we have been able to reduce overtime spend in a serious way. All of these initiatives are strategies we're trying to systematically walk through so that we don't have to take the same type of actions that Paul referenced in the beginning that you've seen a number of our peer institutions take. Then the fourth initiative that was launched was the retirement initiative in the defined benefit plan. As you remember, that was offered to approximately 800 individuals. We had nearly 300 take it, so we had about a 35% yield. So that's the approach that we've taken. I think integrated, it has worked very well. But again, I remain very optimistic that if we are able to stay on this track, we're able to hit those numbers that we're shooting for.
We've been able to date to maintain our quality and our academic momentum, and in some areas actually begin processes that will initiate some significant innovation. Our schools were each charged to maintain balanced budgets even in the face of significantly reduced revenues. I think their revenue declines were something on the order of 10%. So they had to adjust their budgets to that kind of decline in their expected revenues. They're taking a number of steps to assure over this broader period now of 3 to 4 years that we can sustain quality even in this restricted budget environment. What are those? First, we've asked each of the schools to work with their faculty on mini strategic planning exercise. You know, we have this big plan making a difference. What we asked them to do is go back, look at the plan, look at the new budget envelope, and figure out how to reach the highest and most important things within this new budget context. So that's the first thing. And we've given them a very clear picture of what revenues they're likely to be able to expect and how they then work through them. The second of all is we're doing a lot of careful budget management with them. The third is we're hoping to reap the benefits of what Tallman referred to as the DART process, the administrative rethinking that we're doing that will be coming online in terms of cost savings. We're using a strategic opportunity fund, which the board graciously gave us to cover the 3 years so that we can maintain momentum. That will be used to assure that we can make major hires in faculty areas that we want. It's not a huge fund, but it does give us some ability to make impact hires. And finally, the schools are developing new programs that will enhance their revenue at the same time that they can bring in innovative ideas. So I'm pretty confident that we're moving ahead in a way that we want.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.